goodness. Sorry. that started off well. Hello, everyone. Happy weekend. I'm sorry I am a little bit late because I had last minute tech issues. My camera wasn't connecting to my streaming software, which was beautiful. And then for some reason, I can't see myself live on Facebook, but I know that Facebook is now being really weird with live videos. So I think I am live. I'm just not showing up on my own page. For some reason, it tends to stream to the event, not the page. Don't know why. But if you haven't heard word from Facebook or everyone talking about it, live videos on Facebook are actually going to be more like like Snapchat and stories and things where they disappear after a time. So luckily I stream my videos to YouTube as well because they will stay on YouTube. But if you watch my videos on Facebook, they won't actually stay there more than 30 days going forward, but they will stay on my YouTube channel. So if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel and you do watch me on Facebook, and you want to go back over and watch any previous videos, I believe that for some reason my screen is doing really weird things. Honestly, I'm very disorganized today, I'll pre-warn you, because I don't have my blog post ready to post with the PDF, but it will be up tonight. I'm just very, very behind at the moment. I don't know what my YouTube channel is. It's like at, I feel like it's that. Let's see. No, it's not. I was going to put it in the channel. Oh no, here we go. It's just got a weird URL. So anyway, I'm going to put it in the comments. If you don't follow me on YouTube and you want to watch replays and you find it's disappeared off Facebook, that is where you go to find that. Now, I don't know why it's double posting to Facebook. I give up on technology at the moment, honestly. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do for today's video, and I will be honest, you are not working on Facebook. Oh, seriously. It says I'm live on my page. I'm just going to say, if you can't see my live video, Facebook is annoying. Better not say that on Facebook, hey? Okay. We will just go with that one and post. And then if anyone can't find it, it's got my YouTube link. Yeah, that's what it was showing me, Megan. I feel like it's gone live in the event, and I don't know why. Really weird. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my actual room light on. I've got my desk lights on, but sometimes they're not quite good enough. So I didn't know what I was going to do today, and I have been crazy busy this week. In the last 2 days, I've made 70 cards. I know, right? 70. And I have the Stamping Lounge retreat tomorrow. So I've been getting super organized, ready for the retreat that is happening all day tomorrow. I'm organized. I've got my little packets out to teach with. And anyway, you're watching on Facebook. So yeah, Cassandra's watching on Facebook. You're the only one that's commented on Facebook. Yeah, so anyway, that is happening tomorrow. I'm just going to turn my big screen off because I feel like I can see a light flickering and I'm not sure why. So the retreat is still open for bookings. Today is the last day to sign up. We've had lots of lovely people sign up today, and we're getting all organized for tomorrow. Now, it's not just Storybook Moments projects. So we have, and you can see in the sneak peek, lots of different alternative samples because we've taken our original cards and popped, sorry, I'm out of breath. We've made some different samples with them to show you that you can do lots more with it. So I'm just trying to add the link in there, which will take you to where you can sign up for the retreat. It closes off, oh goodness, what is posting now? Okay. Yeah, that ends tonight, ready for tomorrow so that we can get everything up and running. Really, really excited to show off those projects. There's lots of fun folds. We got 6 fun folds with, that's the actual ones we're teaching, as well as the alternative samples on top of that. And we've got 3 card projects. So lots of different things in there. Can't wait for tomorrow. And the other thing is there is new pre-order product. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I'm going to be using some of it today. Now, you might wonder what on the earth I'm using, but it's actually, I was able to be ordered by demonstrators and customers will be able to order it in March. However, if you want it now, you definitely can get it now. You can sign up and purchase a starter kit and you can add this new product that's not out yet to your starter kit. So, it's the best time to do it now, actually, because there's product that's available to be pre-ordered by a demonstrator, but you can get it by purchasing the starter kit. Now, the reason it's really awesome this month is because, now I don't know if I'm going to click on the right thing, but there's the starter kit promotion. So you could add the new product and get it for extra free stuff. So it's $169 to get a starter kit. And you can choose $235 of whatever product you like, including that new stuff. And you can get 2 packs of Stampin' Right markers and an additional exclusive stamp set that worth $162 for free. If you don't want the Stampin' Right markers or the stamp set, you could choose option 2 and get an extra $51 in retail value products. So instead of choosing $235 of product, oh goodness, what is popping up on the screen now? Goodness me. You would be able to choose $286 worth of product. And all of that's only $169 and it's got free postage. So if you want that new product now, there is a way of getting it. Which, speaking, you really want those free markers, Megan. I've got markers galore. How much does it cost? So are you talking about the retreat? Because if you're talking about the retreat is $54.95 Australian, and that gets you everything. It's on a retreat platform, so you don't have to worry about the videos being streamed to a Facebook group and disappearing. There is a private Facebook group, and the videos will be streamed there, but it's all held within a retreat, our own website, where we post the replay videos to watch anytime you want. So you don't have to worry about rushing and watching them. They're there forever. So speaking of new product, before I share my crazy card making session, I will share with you what I got because it was a lot of fun. I got to show you how busy I've been. Oh goodness, I don't know if I can even fit this. My BBB is still sitting on the floor, like it's still got stuff in it, and I haven't even looked at all of it because I've just been too busy. So, oh Caitlin, you will one day. That's the good thing about Stamping Up, is you can join, take advantage of all the perks being a demo, and if it's not for you, you can just go back to being a customer, or you can sign up again later. Like you're not locked in, so you don't have to. I know with some things I've seen in the past, you have to make so many sales, and otherwise you get lumped with a fee. Absolutely not with Stamping Up. It's all about how you want to do it. So these are the papers. This one here, it was part of a suite, I believe, and check this out. Haven't even really opened it, but I've almost used this is my second sheet of this paper because I was doing a certain swap with it. So this is like a travel theme. Now I'm not going to go into these too much, but I wasn't sure about this suite, but it's very, very colourful, and I think it could make some seriously cute things. Obviously, I love this paper though. That's my fave. Do you know, this reminds me, if you're a Harry Potter lover, I don't know why, I just think of the scene with the flying keys. So that's all I can think of when I look at that paper. Look how cute that one is. I totally missed that. I could have used that for my thing instead. And this would be great for scrapbooking. It's got the 4x6 cut aparts. Super cute. And if you don't like the images, use the backs. I mean, that's what I've used for the one I used. This one, super cute. I don't know why, but I'm totally vibing that one. That one's cool too with the, what do you call that? I don't know. But yeah, I used the one with the the suitcases all over it because, or the bags, because I wanted that side. And I can't, has one of your is Strawberry Slush one of your favourite colours? There you go. Well, you're totally going to be in love. I'm thinking they wouldn't have released. So what Megan's talking about is with the DSP, I'm just going to put that back in, they have the listed colours they've used on the back. And one of the colours they listed was Strawberry Slush, which is not a current colour. So we're thinking that might be one of the new in colours they've re-released. We can only hope. Now that suite also comes with a 3-pack of Baker's Twine. Can you tell that I love Shy Shamrock? So there's like not even really enough to tie a bow left in there. Now that's Strawberry Slush as well. So what Megan's talking about is this colour here. We think it could be making a comeback. And this I think is Azure Afternoon. So yeah, really, really cute. I don't know about the other things I got, to be honest. Oh no, they're new papers. I got a ton of the two-toned cardstock, and the reason I got it was because it was on the last chance rack. Now, I didn't check before I came on whether it's still on the last chance rack, and Caitlin and Cherry are watching on Facebook, so it must be working somewhere there. So anyway, I should have had a look, but anyway, they had a heap of it reduced for really cheap. Like, it was a really good price. And the reason why I ordered a heap of it is, well, for a couple reasons really. It makes awesome envelopes. So if you do a lot of random sized cards, like 5x7 or bigger or whatever, and you need to make an envelope, I'm just checking if it's on the last chance rack still. Yes, there is a lot of it still on the last chance rack. So their intention was, and what I've heard, is that they are going to release two-tone cardstock in every colour eventually. So I'm thinking they're retiring the mixed packs because those aren't going to be available anymore, but the actual colours itself are still fine. So these are technically retired packs, but not retired colours. So the two-tone cardstock is awesome for making homemade envelopes because it's slightly thinner than our other cardstock, and you don't want a super thick cardstock when you're making envelopes. I made an envelope just earlier, but I don't know where I put it. So yeah, I got all of those, but you know what they are, so I don't have to go through them. Now this pack here is, I don't know that this went with a suite. I can't actually 100% remember, but it's a good black and white print. Now, I think having a black and white print is handy anytime because you can colour it. So you can go grab your blending brushes like these and add a bit of colour it any colour you want. And it's going to go with everything. These was, you made 5 envelopes, Christine. Wow. What have you been making? So yeah, these are really great black and white prints. Very easy to use with lots of different things. I love this one. It's very masculine too, like those grungy prints. So that would be really good. I love this one. I think I did see a stamp set in there that looks like this. It must go with something. This is so cool. It reminds me sort of like this one of those sun prints. You know, the ones that are blue. I don't know why, it just looks like it's photocopied. Really cool. This one would be cute, fussy cut. Am I mad for thinking I should fussy cut that? Yeah, so that's that one. Super cute. I'll have a look at the stamp sets in a minute because, to be honest, I won't lie, I kind of made this order when I was half asleep. Hey Emma, how are you? So when the order turned up, I think I might have been on the phone to my friend Leanne and I said, what on the earth is that? I do not remember ordering that. So this one here is called Woven Textures. Now if you're just joining, welcome, but this is the new pre-order product. So you can either purchase it if you're a demonstrator or sign up and get your starter kit and add it to your starter kit. So now I think, oh, hold on. This one's got 3 of each sheet. Now that reminds me of like Hessian sort of texture. They're textures, so they're a bit different. But these ones are like photograph textures. Now, because you get 3 of each sheet, you're not getting as many designs, but I've got a cane basket like this. This one here, this paper smells funny. Not bad funny, but just very strong. And there's this one. And I like that. It's more of a linen texture. This is probably my fave. I don't know why, I just really like how the eye leads into the middle. so I thought that would be fun to play with. And then that one's got that on the back. So very different. I can't wait to see what people do with that. And then this one goes with the bundle that I'm using. Oh, does it? Megan said that paper goes with the black and white paper in the Botanical Texture Suite. So it must have 2 packs. This paper goes with the bundle I'm using tonight. And I won't lie, I'm not a huge fan of the paper, but I want to challenge myself. So this one is called Lovely Garden. And I don't think the dyes match with it, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's just the colours, I think. Actually, maybe the dye matches that. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge fan of the colours. That's why I don't gravitate towards it. But then sometimes I make my most favourite cards out of the things that I at first didn't like. And I have to say the backs, the black and white patterns are really cool. So I do like those. But yeah, that one I'll show you because I do have it right here on my desk. This is the bundle it goes with. So this is the Thankful Garden, and this is what I've made my Onstage swaps with. So it's got the stamp, and it's got the matching dies. The dies are cool. I would buy this die set just for this one and this one. I will take those. I'll spend $200 on a suite just for those. Aren't they pretty? So I love those, but the cool thing about this bundle is it's one of the ones that has the layering masks. I probably won't get them out because I'm going to use them. I'm going to show you how I've used them. And I chose that because I thought, hey, that'll be easy to quickly colour things for swaps. It wasn't super easy, but I'm going to show you some tips I have for that. Okay, so that's the bundle that goes with that paper. Now, pretty sure I got, and then tonight I'm also using this. This is my new fave. It's a mini corrugated 3D embossing folder, and you'll see that texture up close because I'm going to show you. I had to buy, I got a new Friendly Seagulls because I was naughty, too rough with my stamps, and ripped the beak off my one I had. I think it was this one here. So I just got a new one. I thought, you know what, I'll just treat myself to a new one, and they're free. So these ones, Celebration's still on if you're new and you haven't, you don't know what Celebration is. Until the end of this month, every $100 you spend gets you a free product. So this is one of those. I also got the Wooded Acres set. I thought this was different. Oh, Megan said the embossing folder also comes with a black and white suite. There you go. See, I wasn't up with it. I was shopping in my sleep, I'm telling you. This one here, I didn't even know I ordered this. I thought, what on the earth? I didn't realise I actually ordered it. But it's Hugs for Love, and it comes with a cute punch. So this punch coordinates and punches out those little shapes there. It's got some cute hearts. I think I might have bought it specifically for the sentiments because I really like what they say. The animal one, is that the one with the tree, Julie? Oh, here we go. You can tell because it has those flowers. This is the textured notes. So this is the one that goes with that, called textured paper. And I do really like the sentiments, and I like the images, especially this one. I love it. So I got that one. That also has some dies. Naturally, I'm very disorganised. Everything's just chucked in a box here. The dies that go along with it are these ones. So they're really cool rectangles with some patterns on them. So I thought that was super cool. So that one goes with that. You wouldn't pick it because, you know, it's just rectangles, but that goes with that. And then I got this. I don't have the stamp set yet, but I really wanted to try the pocket. So this is like a seed packet. If you've seen, especially after the vintage, well, actually I've cut one out. So this makes a seed packet, and it's got a little fold over. Really, really cute. And then it has some other dies in there as well that cut out, I think they're herbs. But yeah, I don't have the stamp set at the moment. So yeah, I cut that out just to test it. No, I didn't get that one, Julie, but I was looking at it before. I was on the shop before and realised there was heaps in this online exclusives that I missed. So then I grabbed, so only a couple more things that I grabbed. I grabbed this one, which I don't think has a matching dial punch, but I thought that it was really cool. It's a 2-step stamp, so you can colour, you can stamp this one and then easily stamp that and that to colour it in. And that's the centre of the little daisy. Not sure, that's a little bee, but I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Who knows? It's probably really obvious. I'll figure it out later. But the sentiments are really, really cute. If Maheshwari is watching, she'll freak out, but I bought this one. So Maheshwari does not really like this one. I think it's because she's allergic to shellfish. But I wanted to buy it specifically because, well, one, I really like the Hello Friend, but I just love this big coral. And I'm telling you, you can sell me on a set just with one die. If I love the die enough, or even the sentiment in the stamp, I will buy it. But yeah, I wanted to try that. Now, this was my favourite out of the new online exclusives. So it seems a bit random, and you're probably thinking that doesn't seem like a stamp set you buy, but I am really sentimental. So I love that I could make someone a card with their birth month flower. And I love doing sentimental stuff like that. So I got Googling. This is the die set that goes with it. So you've got all the little bits that cut out the flowers, as well as a couple of detailed dies and a label. But I got Googling, and what I found was that there were 2 flowers for each month, and Stampin' Up! Have included one of the flowers of each. And I wanted to go find the names. So I want to print out the actual names of all the birth month flowers. So this one, this is the holly, but the other flower for December, so I'm a December baby, is, I cannot say it. It sounds like narcissist. I know that's terrible, but it's like narcissist or something. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it now. But yeah, there's lots of little flowers. I'm not a holly person, so I wish my birth month flower was something different. But I just thought that was really, really cool. And I couldn't have picked a better friend. I mean, seriously, cute. And then, what's this one? Oh, this is cool. This one, I love stuff that's a little bit different. And this one is a pattern die. So it doesn't cut anything. It's just going to leave all these striped dots as an imprint on your piece of paper or cardstock. Really, really cool. And that does have a matching stamp. It goes with this one, the Pattern of Friendship. Now, I wasn't super fond of the bubbly font, but I just thought it was really cool. A couple of the sentiments in there I loved, like friends of the family, you choose for yourself, and thanks for being the best and bestie. So I thought that was really cute. So I do really like that one. You've never seen that one, this one, Megan, with the die with the pattern. It's really, really cool. I liked it. It stood out for me straight away. The other things in the box are, these were both celebration products, so you can still get the toadstool paper, the brass butterflies. I think I'm on my 3rd pack of these. They're so cute. And this ribbon, I think, went with that black and white suite. It's really pretty, and I love white ribbons because they're great to colour. So that one went with that. And then pretty sure this one went with the flower suite. They're like little sequins, but they're patterned. And then this one went with the black and white suite. You meant the other suite. Where did that come from? Oh gosh, hold on. Year of Flowers is Year of Flowers. You've lost me, Nicole. And then this is really, really cool. It's velvety, but it's the Fresh Freesia ribbon. So really, really pretty. Love that. I'm very, I love texture and sensory stuff. So I really like that. Now, I think that was it. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to move those all off my desk and try not drop them, but I definitely did just drop them. And Thor's at my feet, so luckily I didn't drop them on his head. Oh goodness me. I did get this kit as well, but I don't think I'm going to open it tonight. I might have a picture. Let's have a look. Yes, I do. I'll just put that one up. So this is the Heirloom Arrangements kit. So there's always 2 or 3 kits released every month in the store, and that was one of them. I got it, it's the one with the butterflies. So I thought I'd give that a go. Haven't got it out of its packet yet, but you know, when I have a spare minute, which I'm not sure when that will be, I think I've showed you all of that. Oh, that was a lot. So this is my February host code. Now I'm going to put a post up on my page, hopefully this week. Host codes are changing. So as of March, I think it's March, I've got to do my proper research. I won't have a host code anymore. So usually when ordering, I get people, my customers, to enter a host code, and they get, you know, a free card, a gift, and a tutorial from me. So as of March, that won't be happening anymore. And that's because Stampin' Up are changing the process. So I should have got it up on screen, but I'll share more on my page about what's changing. It's not going to affect anything. You're still getting a handmade card and your tutorial from me, but you're going to be earning like sort of loyalty points on every order that you can spend. So that will essentially replace the little gift in the mail you get from me. Instead, you'll be earning loyalty reward dollars basically on every order that you make. So still, if you're shopping with me in February this month, well, we've only got a little bit left of it, still use the host code, but I will post something further before the start of March as to what's happening going forward. You will still get the free Global Creative Project tutorial every month when you order through me, or if you're on my team, you get this for free as well. So that is the February one that I've been sending out with any orders I receive. Okay, back to my desk camera. I'm going to share with you, check this out. This I've been making like crazy, my Onstage swaps, because I know that I don't leave until the 12th of March, I think, but I've got a lot going on. I've been super, super busy. So I thought I'm just going to get prepared. The 18th, March the 20th, all host codes become, well, there you go, girls, you're onto it. So yeah, I just won't do one for March. I'll still send out gifts if you order through me in March, because it's a bit of a transition period and it doesn't happen till later that month anyway. Now, you might be wondering why the heck I'm showing my Onstage swaps this early. It's because I need one, I wasn't super prepared for tonight. And two, I thought, you know, some people might like to watch how I set up a little line, how I make my swaps, because sometimes it can be a bit daunting, especially if it's your first time making swaps, or maybe you're not making swaps, maybe you're just mass making cards. So you might send out a lot of the same card or have something you need to make a lot of the same thing for. So I do have some tips. I've done swap cards or multiple cards quite a few times now. So I thought, why not show you the process? So you can see I've already made, this is 56 of this card in here, and I'm going to make another 5 with you tonight. So I'm going to have 61 cards. I've already done another 10, but I can't show you those because, I'll show you a sneak peek. These are actually, I'm in another swap, which is for the artisan team, or any artisans that were on, but I'm doing this as a tutorial. So if you shop with me in March, you will get the tutorial of how to make this card. And oh my goodness, I forgot a product, because, and I think I put it away. It's a really cool stripy background stamp. I got that and I've already used it because it's one of my faves. Hey Nicole. Yes, I'm going to put that aside and show you a close-up of the card. So this is the card. It's super tiny, like that's my hand. These are the note cards and envelopes, and I quite like doing these for swaps. So these are the basic white note cards and envelopes that you can get, and you get 20 in a pack. So the reason I gravitate towards these for swaps particularly is because, one, they come with the envelopes that are sized perfectly to fit them. The cards are pre-scored, although sometimes the scores can be a little bit off, I will warn you, so I tend to score them again. But everything is, you don't have to get the pack, you know you've got 20 cards and envelopes ready to go. So that is what I tend to go for. What are you doing, Thor? And they still make a super cute card. So I've got those done, and you can see here, this is the corrugated embossing folder. So I thought when I saw the new bundle that had come out, I thought, you know what, I could feature one of these flowers and use the mask to quickly colour them. It wasn't as quick as I thought, I won't lie, but I did manage to binge watch the entire apple cider vinegar series, plus the documentary, plus a movie. So I got a lot of watching time in there as well. As you can see, I've used this to death. I've used a lot of Melon Mambo on it. Now, Melon Mambo and highly pigmented inks will stain your stamps. There's no getting around it. There's really no avoiding it. Even if you use Versamark first, you will still get staining. But what's Megan? I should have done that instead of being silly and casing an amazing demo for my swaps. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Megan's gone next level. Emma, would love to be able to swap with you one day. Oh, Emma, it needs to go. I said to Emma, because you're New Zealand, aren't you? I said to Emma Parkin Wilson that we need to go back to New Zealand. Everyone's going to shun me for that, but I'm just like, I want to go back to New Zealand. Thanks, Nicole. So anyway, I'm going to show you my tips for making multiples. I've done a little bit ahead of time, but I have a few tips to share. Now, this is actually one of the samples. I ran out, and can you believe, one, I'm out of basic rhinestones, and also I'm out of white stamping dimensionals. Don't know how this occurred because these are basics, but I started off adding the basic rhinestones to some, and then I ran out, so I had to swap to sequins, but that's okay. So I have pulled out a few different embellishments out of my stash for tonight because I'm running out of everything, I think. So I've got just a bunch of sequins that are still, I think this one's in the last chance rack, but I know that these two are still current. Megan, now I reckon on stage next year will be in New Zealand. I'm already saving. Yes, well, I'm keen. I would be keen to go to New Zealand again. So I have pulled out the bits and pieces that I need, and you might be wondering what this is for, and I'm going to show you. That's one of my tips when you're doing cards like this and you have to make multiples. Okay, right. So I have pulled out my basic white note cards, and you might wonder what is with the colour theme, because if you can see a sneak peek of the card I just showed you, you might be thinking they're very similar colour schemes. I pulled my inspiration from the Stamping Lounge colours. So if I swing over and go here, this is the Stamping Lounge. So you can see the little lounge down there. We pulled out a few like the colours that I think it represents is Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink, and Melon Mambo. So I decided that I was going to pull the inspiration from here to do my swaps. Now, if you're watching for the first time or you don't know what the Stamping Lounge is, it is a teaching classroom that I do with my really great friends, Rochelle and Maheshwari. So we do monthly classes and a whole load of stuff on here. You can check it out and check out what we're all about. I'll put the link in the comments, but we love, I was going to put the totally wrong link then. We love doing what we do, and we had a super fun class last month. So if you join, you get access to all the previous month's classes plus all of the content on there. My screen feels like it's flickering, so I do apologize if that's what it's doing. 65 pairs of paper earrings, Nicole. Oh my goodness. That is, well, I can't talk. I made lots of friendship bracelets inspired by the Swifties, even though I'm not really a Swiftie. I just thought it was funny, and it really wasn't funny. My hands hurt after that. So these are the note cards, and I'm just going to score them again at 3.5. So if you don't have note cards and you want to make some the same size, they're 7 by 5. I hope I said that right. No, hold on. Don't quote me. Yeah, it's 7. Yeah, I was right. So 7 by 5, but score it the 7 in half at 3.5. So this is all inches, and I keep it in inches because that's the way these come. So I'm not going to change it. So this is all inches tonight. There's some things I do in inches, like if I'm doing a 5 by 7 size card, for example. 5 by 7 is really a common size here anyway as far as photograph sizes. So I don't try and change that. I'll keep it in inches. Otherwise, for example, at the Stamping Lounge, we do have everything in metric and imperial, so letter and A4, because we know that people from around the world have joined there, so we like to give both. Now, I've just scored those again just to make sure that score is really nice. So if I'm making multiples, I will do the steps. So like I will make, if I'm making 50 cards, I'm going to do 50 card bases at once. Like I'm not going to work on card 1, then card 2. I go through and I do everything I need for each step. So the first step really is designing the card. after you've done that, you break it down into steps. So you'll make your card bases, cut all your layers, and so you work off in bits and pieces like that. Lots of coffee breaks is what I can say. Okay, so I've scored all of those. They're ready to go. Then I've got my next layer, which is going to be cut 1/8 of an inch smaller. Now, I did learn a lesson with this one. I hope I've done it right, because to get it 1/8 of an inch smaller, you've got 3.5. So you want to go 3.5. So you want to go 3 3/8 this way. And height, I've actually kept it at 5. And the reason for that is because it's going to go into the corrugated folder. And when you emboss stuff, it'll shrink a little bit. So I found that it was shrinking height-wise. So I've kept it at 5, and then if I have to, I'll cut it down after. So what I want to do now is actually emboss all my pieces. So you get to see this awesome new embossing folder in action. Nicole, she looks forward to meeting you. This will be your first on stage. Wow. Nicole, you have to come and say hello. I'm excited to see everyone. I can be a bit shy. Everyone laughs when I say that because I can talk underwater, but I can be quite shy. Trying to find a stamping mister that has water in it. So I like, especially when I'm using 3D embossing folders, just to give my piece a mist with the water. Look how grubby my plate is. That's from gluey fingers. Megan, I can be very loud. Megan still has her bracelet. Emma said she loves being part of the Stamping Lounge. It's awesome. That is so nice, Emma. We love having you at the Stamping Lounge. I'm the same. I'm shy. Well, Christine, come hang with me then. I'm shy too. Oh, look, we're all shy. It was funny because I said to Leanne last time, I said, oh, look, I don't talk much. I'm a bit shy, and she kept having to wait for me because I kept getting talking to people, but I think, yeah, once I'm in my element, I'm fine. Was it your first time last year, Christine? So I'm just misting them and popping them through. Nicole, I spent 3 days just cutting and scoring. Then whenever I sat down to watch YouTube, TV, me and my trusty glue press with the sticky. That is a good way to do it. Honestly, that's what I did this week. I keep going to pick up the actual card bases. I watched all of that new series on Netflix, and I sat, because I have my big computer in my craft room, and it's kind of only used for Netflix watching really. So sat there and I did all of that. Are you serious, Anita? It was your first on stage as well. Wow. I met Anita at the silent disco. I was trying to find her all on stage, and then Leanne found her at the silent disco. I've got so if you are wondering what we're talking about and you're not a demo, at Stamping Up we have a yearly conference get together. We get to do all this fun stuff like see new products and see the new annual catalogue. But the best part is seeing each other. So we all connect, and big friendship group really. So it's a lot of fun, and that's what these swaps are about. It's about meeting new people really. So I have fun making them. So I've tried to make a few so I can swap. So if you are going to Brisbane, you can see I've got swaps. Come in. Hopefully I talk too much and end up not giving them out because I'm talking to one person for too long. So you'll have to come and ask me for a swap. Anita, you can have that on your own. So Anita's saying she loved the silent disco. That stuff tends to freak me out. You have a new friend to meet this year. Do you? Who's your new friend, Megan? Or am I being totally oblivious here? Okay, so I'm just going to check the size of these. So they should be 4 7/8, but sometimes they've shrunk not quite enough. So I'm just going to make sure that now that I've embossed them, because how much they shrink will also depend on your embossing folder, the tension of your machine, all sorts of things go into that. So I like to give it a bit more rather than not enough. So I'm just going to make sure they're cut down to 4 7/8. Beck. Oh, Beck. Do you mean Beck Hall, Megan? She's hilarious. This one looks a bit wonky donkey. Okay. So we're going to have our layers for our top bit of the card. So can you believe I kept it to one layer? Well, sort of. So I've got my card bases here. I need a sip of my coffee and then we can get working on the next bit. So I'm going to stick these now down to the card bases because whenever I can reduce the amount of pieces I have and stick them together, I will, because that saves too many pieces floating around. Now with this corrugated piece, I want to make sure that I'm adding adhesive to as many places it's going to touch because it's got quite big divots. So the silent disco was hilarious to watch. My back had gone by then. Look, I was just talking to people. I don't know why, but the thought of having a headset on and not being able to hear freaked me out. I know, I should get over my phobias. But I'll tell you what, the canapes were nice, so it was worth it. I was laughing at people ordering drinks with their headset still on. Is that what you call them, a headset? You hope, Megan. Goodness me. I want to know what we're doing that involves wearing all white. So I'm just going to stick all of these down. That way I've got my pile of card bases with the first layer on. And then we can work on the next piece. I've got to be able to keep it contained because I've got to be able to fit all this stuff in my suitcase. Okay. Let's see. I think Thor wants to fit in my suitcase as well because he doesn't like it when I go away. He gets the sads on. He doesn't even like being away when I film a video. That's why he's sitting on my feet. I know, Megan. I hope, well, it's the welcome party at night time, so hopefully we won't be stamping in white because that's just a disaster. And my whole wardrobe is pretty much black, which is also a disaster when you own golden retrievers. So I'm with you guys. Wearing white is not me. I've managed to buy myself a pair of white pants, but I still don't have a white top. I need to rectify that, don't I? But then I had some crazy decision last night that I need to go dye my hair. And I haven't. This might freak some of you out, but I haven't been to the hairdresser, and I think I worked it out with Leanne this morning. It was 4 years. I haven't even been for a haircut in 4 years. So I'm like, you know what? I was getting so worked up yesterday because we've had lots of stress with the house stuff. And I was like, I want to get my hair done. But I'm not going to dye my hair white. Pillow gifts and wearing all white sounds intriguing. Who said something about pillow gifts? Am I missing something? Maybe. Okay, so I've got that bit done. Now we're going to work on the stamping part of it. So I'm going to bring in my Misty, but if you don't have a Misty, you might still have your Stamparatus. I use my Misty, and you can see I've been going to town with the Melon Mambo in here. Now, the way I find easiest, and I've got to find all the piles I've made here. This is how I mass produce stuff usually, is I'll have some kind of container and I will start die cutting a lot of the same thing and putting it in, working like that. Oh, you're not going this year, Christine. Okay, so I have cut, oh, look, sneaky peeky is something else I was working on. Okay, so I have cut out just the die that cuts out the stamp set I'm going to be using. Now, normally, if you're doing one card, generally you would stamp out your image on a piece of basic white, and then you would grab your die and match up around it to cut it out. So the reason I didn't do that is because it can actually take longer. By the time you stamp them all out on your A4 sheets, and then you have to line up each one, I found this a quicker way to do it. So what I've done is I've chucked my die that cuts this image out and just cut it out of white cardstock. So then you could realistically stamp this on top and line up with an acrylic block. But I found it easier to do it this way. So what I have done is I've taken the scrap from what I used to cut out my pieces, and I'm actually going to use that scrap. So I'm going to stick this down. Now I do have a photopolymer, so it's called a sticky mat or something, and I've got that in here. So it's a large sheet of photopolymer, which means that it is sticky, so I don't really need to have a magnet on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to line up my stamp. Now I'll try and not get my head in the way, but I'm trying to line up photopolymer on top of photopolymer, which can be a bit tricky because it's sticky, but I'll show you in just a tick. Oh goodness, I told Elijah's got to be quiet, but he's not. Okay, line that up. I'm going to press my sheet down, and don't forget your white underwear, because if they use ultraviolet light, dark colours show up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so to test that that's in the right place, what I'm going to do is just, what colour do I need? Black. I'm going to grab my Memento black ink, and I'm just going to stamp that down straight onto my background image, and what that will do is show me that I've got it lined up well enough, which I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, and this doesn't matter if that gets on the back, I don't really care, is place the die cut inside the negative. So this means that when I stamp down, so I'm going to ink this up, stamp that down, I get a perfectly lined up image like that without having to line up the die on the sheet. And then what you do is, once you get this going and once you get the stamp set up how you want it, you can just continue to place this back in there and do the same thing. So you can get in a bit of a rhythm, and I found that with making multiple cards is it's all about getting into some kind of rhythm, and then it's easy enough. So I was able to set this bit up and then continue to stamp. So I found that. Hello Robin, how are you? Oh Christine, that's not good. So yeah, these kind of stamping platform tools are really handy for making multiple cards, because once you get like a position, like even if you're using a two-step stamp, it's really easy to do your multiples. Okay, so that's why I thought, oh, you know, this one wouldn't be too hard to do, but it looks like I've gone hours and coloured in the images, but really I didn't. Okay, so you saw how quickly I was able to stamp 5 without the hassle of lining up a die and running it through a die cut machine one by one. I've got my 5 images stamped. Now, I did make an effort to take this out now to clean my little chamois. So, I just want to clean that ink off. Don't you love that squeaky noise? I don't. Oh, Megan, I forgot about that. That would be not a pleasant memory at all. Okay, so I'm going to keep my Misty out. And what I'm going to do now is bring in my images. And then this is the cool thing about these masks. I'm just drinking coffee at the same time. So, these masks come with the included bits to mask both this big image and this image here. So once you flip them over, the right side will have a number. So you'll have ones for the flowers, there's 3 for the flowers and 2 for the leaves. You should have 5 masks in total. And this one's marked with a number 4 because that one you're going to use first for the leaves. Number 5 you're going to use second. So let's do the leaves first. So what I'm going to do is actually just press that down, and then there are divots. Now you'll see some people will add a little tick to here to line it up easily, but I find it easier for myself. I've got this sticky mat which is going to hold that mask in place like this, and I'm going to just get my Summer Splash and I'm going to just add my ink on there. Did you just hear Thor? He was just huffing. I was on the phone to my mum. I think it might have been yesterday. It was so funny. We actually stopped talking and just looked around because Thor wasn't crying and he wasn't barking in his sleep. He was howling. And it sounded like he was howling at the moon. It was hilarious. I mean, last week he was what was he having a doggy dream? So I got, it's a waffle flower mat, but I think if I go into, I'm pretty sure I have it linked on my Crafty favorites, which I will pop in the comments because I have the Misty, I have the sticky mat and everything that I use on my on this page. So what I'm going to do is go one at a time. That way I'm not switching between colours. I'm doing each part of the masking together. So I'm just going in and adding all of my ink, the Summer Splash I mean, to my leaves. I'm not going too heavy. I find this mat so handy, and you don't have to have a Misty to have it. You can just have this piece of photopolymer onto your desk or your workspace. It's just happened. I think they have different size ones too. This is the, I think it's 6.5 by 8. I'm pretty sure it's the size of this one. But you can get smaller ones like 4 by 4 if you want to do tiny little, and you'll see me do it in a minute because I'm going to do the little leaves and I only need a small space to do it. So you could get away with having a smaller one for things like that. In fact, I think I actually really want a mini Misty for doing smaller projects. I know it seems silly to have two, but I would definitely, this is the standard size Misty, and I would definitely start with having a standard size, but I think I like having mini things on my desk because it takes up less room. Like, I reckon I use my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss more than my standard size one. Okay, so that's my Summer Splash layers done. So I can set aside this mask now. You could clean this with your stamping chamois or a wet wipe, and then I find that once I'm done crafting, what I do is I go pop them in a sink of warm soapy water and just give them a clean that way as well. Like the stamps, the masks will stain it with things like Melamambo, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. Okay, so I'm just going to move this one up a little bit. Now I've got my second mask. Now you'll find as you move this around, it sits, and I'm looking at it a bit weird because I'm trying not to get my head in the camera, but it has a spot that it will sit nicely. Now I'm just going to go straight over the top now with my Shy Shamrock. And then you get this really cool detailed effect on your leaves. So once you get into this little rhythm, now obviously I'm only doing 5 and the previous batch was, what did I say it was, 55. So it took a lot longer obviously, but once you get into this rhythm, it's sort of one of those subconscious things. You just start doing it, and before you know it, you have multiples. So really handy. It'd be great if you have customer cards to make, thank you cards to make, any kind of, even Christmas cards, whatever you want to make multiples of. Just a few tips and handy steps where you're sort of working in a bit more of a production line. Because I was able to just lift and reposition this mask easily, it made the whole process a lot easier. So another set that has masks, well, there's actually a couple. I think it's called Layers of Beauty, as well as there's Enduring Beauty, I think it is. They both have masks as well as the Frosted Forest. So we have a couple of sets like this now that have their colouring masks. And they're really great if you want to create and you're not that proficient or don't like using stamping blends to colour, or you just want to do something that requires a little bit less thinking, because I don't have to worry about what blends I need and the perfect amount of dark to add here and light to add there. It's pretty easy. So I've done my leaves now. I'm going to close up my Shy Shamrock, and then I want to bring in my Pretty in Pink. So I'm going to bring back in my leaf, or my flower, sorry. Now, I don't actually know what these flowers are. You'll have to tell me. They kind of look a bit like a hydrangea, but I'm not 100% sure. So I want number 1. Now this is the biggest area. So once you find out where that lines up, it looks about right to me. Stick that down. Oh, that would be handy. Megan's saying she wishes the dinos had masks. That is so true. Okay, so I'm going to add my pretty in pink now. And I'm using my bigger blending brush because it's a bigger area. Stick this one on. You've been under a splint for 10 months and unable to work or craft. Ouch. I broke my leg really badly when I was 19, and back then I owned a scrapbooking shop, so I used to craft a lot, and I don't know, like if scrapbooking pages, so I wasn't a card maker back then, I was just a scrapbooker. Scrapbooking pages tended to take longer than a card, so that's why I really like card making, because I can sit here and make something and come to a finished product really a lot quicker. But when I had my broken leg, I had to have surgery, so I had to have my left tibia put back together again, basically. And I had a cast up to my groin, basically. It's really uncomfortable. So definitely not something you could tuck underneath a craft desk. So that took a long time to recover from. I had to go from a cast to a moon boot and all sorts of stuff. And I wasn't a very compliant patient. I was an angsty teenager, I think. I just did not enjoy that at all, but that's what you get for riding a Vespa without really, I was obeying the road rules, but I was too cocky, I think, for my own good. Okay. So this is the last one I'm adding the pretty in pink to. So I'll take that off now and we'll move on to the next colour, which is Melon Mambo. And I want to grab my number 2 mask. So this one is going to pretty much line up with all those bigger flowers. Now I'm going to use a bigger blending brush again. And the Melon Mambo is very highly pigmented, so you don't need to go over that very much at all. You can get this done pretty quickly. See how cute that's coming together? I love it. Okay. Okay, yeah. Do any of you guys have IKEA craft furniture that you use to sort out your craft room? Because I would love to know your top recommendations for IKEA products for craft storage, because that's where my head's at the moment. I'm trying to plan my new craft space, and we don't have IKEA, but I'm going to do a big IKEA order, and I may as well make it worth it. But I don't really, I have Alex drawers and the tabletop that matches, and I have shelving that is IKEA, but it's not Calix, it's something else, and I don't really love it. So I want to upgrade, but I don't know. I've been looking around and I get lost on the interwebs trying to find IKEA craft room hacks. So if you have a product, I know that not all IKEA products are available everywhere in the world, so some of them I fall in love with and go, oh, we can't even get it here. They'll also only ship some stuff to Tasmania, but you have Alex furniture and Calix units. Is there anything else that you feel like is a must-have? I want to change my storage around and have it a bit more functional. Okay, so now I'm putting it back on, and this is the last one. Oh, that's interesting, Megan. I'd love to know what they do, because my punches are not stored very well at all. Okay, so this is number 3. I found this was the hardest one to line up. Then again, I stick it down and it goes on there right straight away. So I'm really not proving a point there. So I've got Berry Burst as my top colour. You could actually also go back on top with the last one with Melon Mambo again, and that will give you a stronger Melon Mambo. So you don't have to change colours every time. I'm using Berry Burst, but you don't have to. So that's the finished product, and that was done in a production line of lots of them. So not that hard. And I really like these masks. I think they're great. So this one is the new bundle. So if you're a customer, it will be out next month. If you're a demo, you can order it now, or you can join my team and add it to a starter kit. Was that subtle? I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you like, but I love being a Stemming Up demo. I love being able to order. I get FOMO. I like to be able to order stuff as soon as I can have it. I also remember I joined when there was no joining promotion, so I didn't get any of the extras. I get a bit jelly. I'm like, I want to join again. You, Jenny, you've purchased the Calyx unit and you're about to get paper inserts made to fit. Oh, I would love to know the desk that you can stand or sit, because I have a back problem. So being able to stand or sit would be amazing. Who do you get to make your inserts, Jenny? Because I knew that there was a guy, is it Cole or whatever, in Melbourne that doesn't do it anymore, but I don't know who still does do it. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and read these comments, because you guys have got so many cool suggestions. I'm glad I asked. Okay, so that, you saw that was pretty quick and easy to make. Jenny, are you going to Onstage? I've made my 5, so I'm going to now pop away that ink and then show you the cheeky bits I did ahead of time. So what I did when I made my sentiments was I've heat embossed these in black. It's really hard in this lighting to get the shine, but I did them in a big strips of basic white, and I then just cut them down. So I got pieces like this. So it's easy to do all your sentiments at the same time, and then you can just go and pop them into the trimmer and cut them down. So I definitely recommend just doing things in the batches. See, I never really make like seasonal cards in batches, because I tend to run so many classes and have events that I end up with so many different cards. So I tend to not do things like that in batches, but obviously like this is for a swap, so I'm doing lots in a batch. So this is when I find this handy. I used to also make they weren't sympathy cards, but they were more like just checking in. I used to make them for a funeral home, and they used to send them to families a year after the passing and that they had the funeral, which was really nice to make. It wasn't like a sad, it was more of a beautiful memory to their loved one. I used to make those cards every month for a funeral home, so I used to make quite a few and do the same sort of thing, working in batches. Now, goodness me, I've dropped my bin. I have also die cut out this beautiful leaf die that I was showing at the start that I absolutely love. I've die cut one for each card out of just basic white cardstock, and I'm going to bring back in my Misty, because I'm going to show you what I do with those. Oh, there's a new guy that makes them. That's cool. Oh no, Jenny. I can't believe how many people have missed out, which makes me wonder how many tickets were sold, because so many people missed out that I wonder, like, it must have gone crazy. Sorry, I'm slurping on my coffee. Okay, so I'm going to bring back in my Summer Splash and my Shy Shamrock. And I need my blending brushes. So I'm going to actually use, this is why I love this sheet where it sticks it down, because I would find this really hard with it moving, not to break the stems. Hey, Ali. Oh, you sent me a photo of your craft room. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see. It did. It's a morning, Ali. I think I already said morning. Goodness me. Yeah, it did. It sold out really fast. I was fluffing about actually, and Leanne and I are going together, and she was freaking book your ticket. And luckily, I did follow her advice because otherwise she would have been going on her own. So I'm just literally sticking those down, adding a bit of Summer Splash. You can see it's moving a little bit, but it's still holding it there so I can add my colour. I had a rockin' playlist at one point when I was doing all of my swabs. I've been really loving listening to acoustic, I forget what it's called, acoustic chill, I think. I quite like alternative music. Like, you won't catch me listening to the latest pop hits. It's not really my thing. Oh, you're not going either. Yeah, Megan, I did hear, I heard of someone getting a waitlist ticket. So I know that there have been some that have managed to get a ticket. Okay, so if that's my Summer Splash, I'm going to close that up and I'm going to bring in my Shy Shamrock. And I'm just going to add a little bit of Shy Shamrock towards the top. So I kind of have a bit of a two-toned look. Okay, so I'm not adding it to the whole thing. Okay. Oh, of course, Christine. You know me. I'll show what I'm allowed to show. Okay. Gave that a clean, and then I'm going to start putting this together. So I do want to add a little bit of spritzing because it wouldn't be a card from me without some spritzing. I'm going to use my Shy Shamrock marker. Now I have two of each marker, so I have a second set, which is why joining offers like at the moment are great, because I think each packet of markers is like $62 or something. But I do have a second set, which are my older style markers, and I use them for spritzing and don't worry so much about the tip. But this one is the new Shy Shamrock, and I don't have two of it. But I'm going to tap it on my bone folder, and you still get a nice spritzing doing that as well. I don't have my glass mat down, so I'm probably making an almighty mess of my desk right now, but that's okay. Actually, I kind of want to wipe it in between, because otherwise I'm going to end up with Shy Shamrock. Maybe I should just, stick a protector down. That would be smart, wouldn't it? It's like when you say you're going to protect your surface when you use Winker Stella and you find it all over your face, all over your keyboard, all over your laptop screen. I don't know, is that just me? Okay, so that's enough spritzing. Got a bit of pretty on there. I'm just going to give my desk a quick clean up. I try to be a clean crafter as much as I can. Okay, so let's start putting this together now. So what I'm going to do, I forgot a step, guys. Can I get away with not doing it? I feel like I can't. Sorry, I'm just gonna do it, okay? You guys are gonna be like, seriously? Okay, I'll show you a tip. So this, because it's to do with this stamp set. So this stamp set has just the one layer, but you can actually do it again and get this really cool 3 flowers that you can layer up. So I'm going to show you how I did it, because can't not show that. Now I've got to remember exactly how I did it. My brain's just gone to brain fog mode. Okay, so let's cut out. We need the die cut machine first. So in the dies, there's also this tiny little die. You might wonder where the stamp for that is. So I'm going to bring in my mini machine. This is why I love mini things, because they can just sit on the desk so easy. Now we're going to need 10, because we're going to need 2 for each. This is really crafting on the fly, isn't it? So I have so much scrap white at the moment. How many is that? 5? I need another. Six, 7, 8. This is where the Misty comes in handy again. So I think that was 10. When I joined up as a demo, the option was to order the kit on offer only. Oh, good. Oh, actually, yeah, I do remember that. That was before my time. Your sentiment is very vibrant, did you? No, that's fine, Julie. What's this? I'm going to take all my scraps to the grandkids. You can't. So all of the sentiments that we were doing were, they're all in Versamark, and it's with black embossing powder. Oh my goodness. So excited just to get on a plane and go away for a bit. Okay, almost there, goodness. Oops. Actually, the day I fly to Brisbane, or is it? Yeah, the day I fly anyway. I've actually got to leave Tasmania at like 9 something in the morning, and then there was no direct flights from where I'm leaving from to Brisbane that day. So anyway, I had to fly at 9 in the morning, end up in Melbourne, and then my flight from Melbourne doesn't leave to Brisbane till 5 p.m. So I've got some good books to find to read, because it's a long time. But unfortunately, that's just how it worked out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is bring in my Misty, and then I just want to check. I kind of chucked out my template here, but I think it'll be fine. Let's just use that. I think this is what I used. Isn't that bad? I've got to remember exactly where the pieces went, because let me have a look. I need to find the stamp, or actually, it's funny, I remember all of this stuff and then it gets to this bit and I'm like, hold on, what did I just do? Let's cut. Oh, well, Christine, I'm going to be there long enough. My last Melbourne airport was in January, and oh my goodness, I just forget because I go to the Launceston Airport here in Tassie, and it is so so small, like it's impossible to get lost really. And then you go to Melbourne and I have a panic attack. I'm such a small town. Where did I just put the Misty? I'll put it down here. Oh, does it? I've never ever really explored it, to be honest. Okay, so what I want to do is find out where that's going to sit. So I'm just going to have to pull it forward. So I've got the cutout for the little piece here. And I know that's going to fit there. So I'm just going to pull up my piece here. So don't do what I was doing, get the big one out. It's not what you want. You want to stick that piece back in there. And then I'm just going to ink that up, and then I need my little pusher. Kayla has, I think she stamped the centre with the white memento black ink. Then I think I just did it with normal Versamark. Okay, so I want to pull out, I'm just going to use my take your pick tool, and then what you get is a perfectly stamped piece like that. So once again, really great for stamping in bulk. You're going to be able to do them pretty quickly all at once, and you're not going to have to line up a die. So once you get that first bit done, super easy. Tell you what, I've spoken a lot in this video, haven't I? I'm like, yep, I won't have a lot to talk about, so the video is going to be quick and easy, but then I end up talking a lot. And I've got crafting pretty much all day tomorrow, so I've gone crazy, but I can't wait. I've made, in my bonus project for tomorrow, I've made a really cool fun fold that I had a lot of fun making. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, today, that is the wrong image. Today is the last day to sign up to the Storybook Moments virtual retreat. It's happening tomorrow, but that is Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So I know that it will actually be 22nd for some people. It's the 23rd for us. But it starts, if you're in our time zone, it starts at 9:45 in the morning. But it will all be on a platform where you can re-watch at any time as well. And it's not just on a Facebook Live, so it's not going to disappear after 30 days. You're going to be able to access it on our retreat platform. We're making 6 fun folds and 3 card projects, but we have a whole heap of alternative projects that don't necessarily use Storybook Moments as well. So you're going to see how to make these projects beyond that suite. So if Storybook Moments isn't really a thing, then you can see how we've used it and taken it beyond that. I even went to town and made a baby card, and baby cards are not something I do a lot of, but I thought it was a bit fun. So if you haven't seen that and you want to get your ticket, there is still time to sign up. I have added the link in the comments, and that is $54.95 Australian dollars. That will convert to whatever your currency, whatever it is in your currency at checkout. Okay, so we've just got a couple left here. Also helps when batch making to have someone to talk to, or a good setting and repeat, or an audiobook. That is definitely true. Caitlin, that is not good at all. Have they found the source of your seizures? Because I know how scary that can be. I have a plan in place now when I have seizures, because I kind of got sick of them doing CAT scans, and they really don't show much. Well, they do. They show the brain cavernous, but there's not much they can do about it. So it's good for them to find answers and to have an epilepsy first aid plan. But I'm not sure. I'm just going to move this and give this a bit of a clean. It's hard when you don't know what's going on, because I know I was like that for about 3 years before they listened. Can I get the measurements, etc., to cut out the DSP ready for tomorrow? Christine, it would be, oh goodness me, I'm trying to close the pad on the wrong side. It's on the retreat website, so you'll find it under the retreat in the pre-event supply measurement list will be the measurements to cut out the DSP. But I will link you afterwards. Okay, so I've got that now. I keep putting that away, but I actually need it. So let's pull this stamp off now. Thank goodness after I've done this bit, it's not that hard because I've almost finished. So I'm going to put my flowers back on and I'm going to pull back in the masks, but I only want number 2 and 3. So I'm not going to have the pretty in pink basic one. I'm just going to have these ones. And this was the bit where originally I had to work out where I was sitting this. And it took me a hot minute, but then once I worked it out, it was fine. So it's funny, like I can get used to it and then suddenly I've forgotten it again. I feel like it's this one. Oh, goodness me. Stay there. No. There's one way to put this, and once you get it, it's fine. But if you don't have it, okay. I feel like it's something really obvious too. No. It's to be that, surely. There we go. Look at that. That's where it goes. Okay, so I want to put Melon Mambo. I believe it's a combination of my lack of sleep and my high blood sugars. That's not good at all. Have they given you some advice for that? Surely they can send you to someone that's really up with that stuff. I know that I've got a lot of, I can have a lot of triggers for my seizures, and lack of sleep and stress is a big one. It is for a lot of people that have seizures. I'm going to get ink all over my fingies. So I just want to add the Melon Mambo to these. I'm not being too particular. I have terrible sleep sometimes. This is the weekend that my partner is on multiple night shifts, and I think he's on a 24-hour shift at the moment, and so Elijah is really hard to get to sleep on weekends like this. He's just, because something's out of the ordinary, he can be a little pain, so it's not fun. Sleep Assist from the chemist. Is that like Rescue Remedy? I take melatonin, and I find that if I take one of my medications I take for migraines is actually called propranolol. I can never say it. And that makes me sleepy. So I'm better than I used to be. Okay, so once you've got the placement okay, it's really easy to chuck these masks over the top and be done with it. I'm going to use a non-Stampin' Up product in a minute to decorate, but I feel like Leanne bought it for me, but I think it was because Lisa Curcio might have suggested it at one point. And when I was making these cards and I went to decorate, I wanted something that wasn't too in your face. I had the embellishment sorted, but I didn't want to go too much with the ribbon, so I actually went with some metallic thread. And it's not Stampin' Up. It does remind me of the days that we had the Forever Fern suite, and there was that really gorgeous metallic gold. It sort of reminds me of that. Okay, so I've done my Melon Mambo. It's kind of like Finnegan. Do you know, my mum always says to me that when I was a kid, if she gave me Finnegan, it used to do the opposite and make me go hyperactive. We always have a laugh about it now. Okay, so then I just want to bring in my last one, which once again, I just need to work out what's what here. So that needs to go the other way, I think. So let's just move it around and see where that fits. Once you can't see any white, you know that you've got it in the right spot. I just need to, maybe it was that way. course, I didn't have this planned ahead of time, so I'm sort of just winging along, seeing if it works here. Looks like it's more that one, because that's the set of 3. That's just, yeah, it's that one. Okay. Stick that on. And then I want my, oh goodness, I want my berry burst. Add a little bit there, so just want to keep that in mind. So I want the smaller one going here somewhere. That way I don't have to worry too much about finding that placement again. I've got a lot of stuff happening on my desk right now. So you can see I'm getting a lot of pigment and pink on these masks. So after I finish my live, I will go and give them a bit of a clean. But obviously this is only making 5 cards, but you can imagine once you go through the steps and make, say, 50 of these, well, you need 2 for each card. So I actually had 110 of them made on the original one, that it can zone out and watch a show or whatever as you make them. It's a lot of fun. So yes, if you're in Brisbane, you'll have to come and say hello and ask me for a card, hopefully before I've given them all out. Because I didn't make them with any particular group or person in mind. I just made enough that I have a few to give out, so I don't have people's names set aside for a swap. Okay. Almost there. I think it was worth doing that because it adds quite a bit of 3D and dimension to the card, so I think it was worth it. I'm a little bit addicted to this color combination. You have to come and hunt me down, Megan. I'm sure that you'll see me. Okay. There we go. I've got pink all over me. Let's give that a move. And I'm just going to give that a wipe. I've definitely finished with it now, so I'm just going to make sure I've got all that off as much as I can. Okay. Swiss Relax and Sleep. I've just started taking magnesium and I'm finding there is a difference. I actually quite like it. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my little mat here because I don't want it to land on anything funky on my desk. But let's just start with these. I'm actually going to sort of rough them up with my fingers a little bit just to give them a little bit of dimension. Same with these little flowers. And I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. I'm so over mini dimensionals at the moment. I found dimensional backings all over the house this morning, particularly minis. They get everywhere. Okay, so then this one here, you can see it fits above these flowers here, so you can sit it above. The other one you're not going to fit. You're not going to fit there, but I liked to put it so it's sort of overlapping a little bit up the top here. So then you've kind of got 2 and they're dimensional, so it's really, really fun. So let's just do that to the other 4. I'm just going to rough it up a little bit and then add my other flowers. What time is it? 8:36. Goodness me. All right, I've fed my child, so that's okay. I can craft. Okay. Does anyone else use the black stamping dimensionals? Because I seriously feel like they're a forgotten about item. I don't see see many people use them very often. Okay. We're getting there. We're almost done. That's some interesting ingredients, Nicole. Magnesium, hops, lemon balm, and passion flower. Okay. Oops, I'm flying dimensionals everywhere. 2 left here. You love the black ones. That was obviously the first one because it picked up the ink from my test. Okay. Oopsie. So if you just added this on without adding the second layer of these dimensional flowers, it would be quicker. But I decided, you know, I don't ever do things in halves. I've got to add everything. If you don't use the edges of your dimensionals, there's something wrong. You need to use those up. Because I've been doing lots of multiple cards, I have been using dimensionals like crazy, hence having no white ones left. Okay, this is my last one. That might be a bit too big, I don't know. Should I get my nails painted to go on stage? Maybe I should get them these colours. Get my nails painted Stamping Lounge colours. What do you reckon? Do you reckon they could match them for me? Last year when I went, my nails were actually Summer Splash, and it was a guess that that was the colour, and I was right. Okay, get rid of all those dimensional backings. And now we're ready to rock and roll. So we're going to add on our flowers first. And I'm just going to do this with some glue. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue to my whole flower. And I'm going to stick that on a bit of an angle here. So I'm just going to sort of hold that down for a second while it becomes tacky. And I'll sit that to the side. We can continue to do that to all of our pieces. You love them? Sure, Nail Bars will have all the colours. I agree. I think I just need to take in my logo and colour match it, I reckon. The funniest one I had was when I went to a nail salon and I wanted my the 5 nails done with the 5 Inside Out characters. Now that's from movie 1. So there was, now I remember, sad, joy, anger, disgust, and I'm missing one. Was it fear? I don't know. Or anxiety. No, anxiety is the second movie. But anyway, she painted the faces on of the emotions and everything. It was funny. Where do you get your glue and applicator from? This I got from craftonline.com.au, and you can find that on my Crafty Favourites page. It should be linked. So that's because buying it directly from My Sweet Petunia is really expensive for us here in Australia. The post is insane, but I just popped the link in the comments where I should have it linked on my website. Okay, so then let's add some glue to this last one. Stick that down. And now let's go in and add our little bit of decoration to these. So I pulled in my sequins. Now I think I might start with, don't have many of the white, and I don't think I want the pretty peacock colour. So I'm going to pull in these ones. And I just need to grab my Take Your Pick tool. So I might add these pink ones. They're a bit cute. So my favourite was the original one I did with the rhinestones. I don't know that I'm going to need these two because the sentiment is going to go over the top. So the sentiment's going to go over the top like this. So I don't actually really need those two down there. So there's no point wasting a sequin down there. So I'm just going to add, running out of little ones. So I'm just going to have to stick with the big ones here. Got a little one there, so that can go up there. We can add in that. Now I think I don't think 5 pink's going to be enough. So let's swap out to, I'm wondering if the silver's going to look okay from here. It's going to be okay. So add in sort of not really even a silver. It's like a weird like matte colour. Okay. There's that one. Definitely have a dry mouth, and I've got a sip of coffee left. But hey, I don't usually make 5 cards on a video, so we're doing well. Okay, that one, and then one last one. Do these big ones. Sequins are probably one of my fave embellishments. I love sequins. And as much as they seem a bit expensive buying them like this, they're just so convenient to be self-adhesive. Okay, so now what we want is the last step really. And I'm going to bring in this thread. So I don't know if I spoke about it, but this is the metallic thread. I didn't purchase it, so I'm not sure where to get it from, but it comes in a little pack like this, if that helps. I feel like it would have been Amazon or something similar, and it comes with a few different colours in there. So really it's just machine embroidery thread that's metallic. So I've just put a bit of tape there to hold it. But what I'm going to do first is grab some tear and tape. I'm going to add some tear and tape to the back of my sentiment. This is the way that I found easiest. And then I want to get my take your pick tool, release the tape backing. And then this is going to be really hard to see because it's really thin, but I'm going to wrap it around a few times. So, and then I'm going to cut that off. And I've got this in my fingers now. So what I'm going to do is hold it together and wrap it into a figure of 8. And then from there, I'm going to tape it down. So what I get is some thread behind my sentiment. So super easy and pretty cost effective, to be honest, because it wouldn't be that expensive. So I'm just going to add a bit of dimensional to either side there. And I'm going to stick that down over the top like that. Oh, I forgot a step. This is what I did when I was putting them together too. I want to pull that back up because luckily it hasn't stuck enough that it's going to be a drama. What I want to do is put one of my die cut leaves. I forgot that. So I'm going to tuck that in, and the tape behind there will be enough to hold that down. So we get a little leaf behind there as well. So do that again. Use your nails if you really want, but I have to use in my embroidery machine. Oh, I bet you do beautiful stuff, Sue. Okay, so let's... We used to have some in, I'm sure it was the Forever Fern suite, and it was my favourite stuff. That linen thread, what else are my faves? The druzy dots have become a fave now. They're on my other swap card. I've put druzy dots. Okay, take that down. You can make them a bit more messy if you want. Then what I'm going to do is add my leaf in this time so I don't forget it. Then you can come in and add in your dimensional. So there, like that. So 3 more to go, and then I just need to add a bit of wink and they're done. And just like that, I have 5 more swaps done. So I do have a PDF for these. If you haven't watched me before, I do provide the PDFs for each of my weekly cards that I make on my live video. This week I'm a little bit disorganized, so I will have it up either tonight or tomorrow morning. I just have to finalize it. So I've done all the photos and everything. I just ran out of time today, so it's not 100% finalized, but it will be there tonight or tomorrow, and I'll have all the pictures, all the products I've used, including the ones that are not out yet, and you'll be able to download that on my blog. So if you want to see, I do have, I think there's 52 free PDFs or something now on my website, so you can always go back and check out all the previous tutorials and videos I have done. So I've just posted the link to that. You can see it on my website with a library of free PDFs that you can download. SU did have one that's similar before and it retired. Yeah, I know, I miss that so much. It's funny how there's trends, like they do stuff and then a couple years later it might come back. I know we've had a few things like that before. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So as you can see from making these cards tonight, it was really just about doing each step. Like plan out your card and then plan out your steps and do things in batches. It makes this sort of stuff a lot easier. See you tomorrow, Christine. Christine's talking about the retreat, which, you know, I think sometimes when I've done one of these lives on a Saturday night, I think, oh, look, I'll clean my desk tomorrow. I'm too tired. I want to go to bed. But tomorrow I have the retreat, so I need to actually clean up after myself tonight. I've got the inkiest fingers at the moment from all this swap making and crafting. Okay. Let's just do a little figure of 8. Stick that on. Turn that up. Add our dimensionals. Who knows, I might go sit in bed and type up the rest of the PDF, but I've got to make sure everything is all kosher for the retreat tomorrow. So we'll see what happens first. I love this one with the pink sequins. That's probably my fave. Okay, so let's add a last minute touch. I want to add in my Wink of Stella because it's not a Kayla card. Almost a new design each caddy. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of Wink of Stella spritzing because it's just got a sparkle. So it's such a small and tiny swap. The other good thing about doing note card size swaps is that you have less area to, like, it. You can still use white space, that's fine, but it's a smaller card, so you've got less to decorate. So really handy in that way too. I'm just going to wipe down my surface here. Okay, so now I have another 5 cards done. So now that brings my total up to 61. No stapler, I know, right? Adam nicked off with my stapler today because, you know, he doesn't have an actual stapler and he was trying to sort out house documents. So I was like, oh, that is my stapler. Do not lose that. So yes, now I have these plus all of these. I think I'm set. I think I'm set to go to Onstage. I've done all of my bits and pieces now, even though my room looks like an absolute dismal mess, but that is okay because I'm getting stuff done. So I hope you got some tips for mass producing cards. I can't believe I made 5 with you tonight. That's just a new record, isn't it? Even if they are all the same. I had a lot of fun making them. I'll probably put the video link to these in the swap at the back so people can see how they can make it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget that tonight is the last night to sign up to the Storybook Moments retreat. Would love to see you there. I'll be crafting and teaching all day tomorrow. So I am going to be making sure the coffee machine is well and truly primed for lots of coffee. Um, Other than that, I won't be back on live here until March, because I think next Saturday might be the first. Yes. So I won't see you until March. So don't forget that you can take advantage of the um, both the extras to celebration. So that will end before I come on live again. So every $100 you spend, you'll get a free product. Ends you got a week left, and as well as the joining promotion. So join, add any of those new products to your starter kit and get the extras. So as I said in the video, you don't have to be a demo, like join and sign up to demonstrating products or anything like that. You can just join for the discount. That's completely up to you. And you can add these new products that I shared at the start. Absolutely awesome. So when you go through the joining process and it prompts you to add things to your kit, you will see these as options. So that there will be available for you as an option to add to your kit. So I hope that all made sense, and I hope you had fun seeing how I put these cards together. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks, Sue. Absolutely, Julie. If you're a demonstrator, you absolutely can join the retreat. In fact, most of the people in the Stamping Lounge are demonstrators. So we all love to share, hang out, and we enjoy sharing, and teaching. It's absolutely open to anyone. So is our membership. So thanks so much, guys. I'll pop the link in once more for the retreat in case you want to join. Other than that, I will see you guys all next week. So have an absolutely amazing rest of your weekend, guys, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.